Just stop the negativity, your life turns magical. I'm Brian Withers, empowerment coach, trainer, and author. Well, I often talk about the power of positive focus, of feeling good, and feeling good meaning alignment. Thoughts that are in alignment, thoughts that agree with who you are, why you came here, and how life works. Not just any willy-nilly thought through the day, but thoughts as you are paying bills and you're buying things and you're going to job interviews and you're dealing with family matters and you're in traffic. All the thoughts in the daytime of your regular life, that they are streaming in a positive focus way. That's what I talk about. But invariably, there are people who will think, Brian, it's so hard to feel good all of the time, they'll say. It's a real burden. It's such a task. It's a terrible punishment this universe has put upon me. I have to feel good all of the time. I have to feel satisfied. I have to feel easy, peaceful, worthy, compassionate, joyful, calm. It's such a task all day long to have to be there. And I have to chuckle because good feeling thoughts are really so easy to come by. If it's a task to feel good, that means you're not really up to speed with the creative process. And if you go through my book, The Book of Life, then you'll see how easy it is to feel good all of the time. So if you're trying to feel good, you're trying. It's an efforting thing to look for. Oh, how can I feel good now? How can I feel good here? How can I feel good there? Yes, that's a lot of work. But if you just think about the feeling and knowing of your dreams on the way to you and how that's all working, how hard is that to feel good about that? If you are grateful for the positive aspects of your physical life, how hard is it to feel good about that? If you are looking at the world as your mirror and feeling the appreciation of that because it empowers you to change that experience, how hard is that to feel good about that? If you are enjoying the things you like, how hard is it to feel good about that? If you are remembering the wholeness of who you are and you are a massively amazing, brilliant being, how hard is it to feel good then? If you are appreciating your past as contrast, how hard is it to feel good about your past? If you are realizing that all ailments of the body are temporary conditions related to dissatisfaction in your life, that negative energy gets in your body, interferes with your body, and then up comes an ailment to give you an indicator that you're doing that, and so smarten up and get that out of there. That means you're in charge of your health and you can return to health at any time by cleaning up your energy. How hard is it to feel good about your state of health? So you see, if you know how the creative process works and how life is really set up to be, which I covered in a lot of those statements, then it's not a task, it's not an effort thing to feel good. You just look at these various aspects of life and you see them from this perspective, and it's not a burden at all to feel good. It's very easy and natural to feel good, and it most certainly is our natural way to feel good. But for argument's sakes, let's say that you're there and you just want to take a break from it, and so I'm going to say, okay, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about, all right, if you just stop being negative, if you just stop being pessimistic, if you just stop judging and complaining and blaming and doing all those kinds of things, if you just stop doing that, then your life's going to be magical, because see, all these low vibration thoughts are going to come out of the pipe, and then everything's going to flow down in for you. There'd be nothing to block it, because when there's no resistance, then the energy is flowing and you're going to have what you want. But when you got these negative thoughts in the mix, see, law of attraction is picking them up. Law of attraction is just here monitoring the energy, high vibration or low vibration. It doesn't make any insight into why you're choosing to think and feel the way you do. It's just knowing what the energy frequency is, and if it's high, it's connecting you with vibrational reality for you to receive the things that you want. And if it's low, negative, it's going to connect you with details that hook you up with the train wreck version of life, right? So it's that really cut and dried in terms of how our energy works. Now, if you say, okay, well, I'm going to stop I'm going to stop being negative, feeling negative thoughts and that kind of thing. Okay, what are you going to do? You're going to push them out of the pipe? I'm not going to think about that thing I don't want to think about. I'm not going to be negative anymore. See, you can't push them out of the pipe. The only way they come out of the pipe is if you replace them with a thought that feels good, right? So it's a displacement thing. So by virtue of just saying, well, I'm going to stop being negative. If I find myself being negative, I'm going to look for a different way to think about it so I don't, because that's the only way you're going to stop feeling negative, if you bring in another thought that actually feels better, right? So you can approach it like this, and it works all the same way. It really amounts to the same thing, and quite frankly, you end up getting to what I just talked about over here. Because the thoughts you're going to think about are going to come from the creative process perspective. So if you're going to a job and you're thinking, oh, I never get a job, I never seem to be the first one in to qualify in the interview, somebody always else gets the job. So that's obviously a negative mindset of unworthiness or not deserving or not good enough or any of that kind of thing. And so you change that around. You say, well, wait now. My inner being's got the job I want all set up. It might be this job, but I don't even really care if I get this one or not, because if it's not this one, there'll be another one that's coming up, because my inner being has that all lined up. See, now you've taken out that negative thought and you've replaced it with a very good feeling thought, a feeling of optimism and knowing everything is okay. Now you get less resistance. Now you have a neighbor. Now you're saying, oh boy, what am I saying about my neighbor? Oh, I got an irritating neighbor. They're always up late playing their music loud, this and that. And so you say, well, I don't want to think negative things about them, because that's going to block my dreams and my desires from coming to me. So how can I think about my neighbor? Well, you could say, well, I appreciate these things about my neighbor, or find some positive aspects. And in addition to that, you're going to say, you know what? Because I don't like the situation with my neighbor, that means my inner being has set up what I really want. Because I really like to be around neighbors that are respectful and cooperative and friendly and uplifting. That's what I really like. So I'm going to focus there. I'm going to focus on the feeling of that. Okay, there goes the old negative thought out of the pipe, and you just put in some positive thoughts, completely in alignment. Now you got less low vibration in the pipe. Now you're thinking about, let's say, a health situation, and you're talking about, oh, I don't know who's going to help me. I had this thing for so long. I can't get rid of it. I got to take these shots all the time, and I don't feel very good, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I can't live with this for the rest of my life. Totally negative, totally hopeless, helpless. And then you say, well, wait now. The reason my body's doing this in the first place is because I've been really negative about different things in life, and I've been introducing these negative feeling thoughts into my high vibration body. My body doesn't like it. It can't really function in that way. It's just getting in the way those thoughts are. So why don't I clean up my energy, and then really this is a temporary condition until I do that, and then my body's all going to come back into its natural alignment. Out we go. There you go. All the negatives out and more positive in. Look, now your pipe is becoming more positive, which is just the natural, so it's going to be flow through. Now you talk about a money situation, and you think about you need money to get something, and then you realize that, well, wait now, I don't know how I'm going to get that money, so you're into negative feeling thoughts, and then you think, well, just wait now. I don't really need to know how to get the money, because when I want something in life, my inner being knows what I want, and it sets up all the details for me to have it. So if I get an alignment, meaning if I start to just feel the thing that I want, the emotional essence of it, the presence of it now, then because it is a vibrational reality now, then my inner being has a path all lined up where whatever way it's going to come to me, my inner being has made it a very comfortable path. And so I'm just going to relax. I'm going to relax, and I'm going to spend the currency of life, which is joy and happiness and all those good feeling thoughts. And by virtue of doing that, I'm going to receive the path, which if money's on it, that's fine. Whatever it is that my inner being decides is the easiest thing for me, hey, I'm up for it. So now we get that negative out, and we've done it by choosing positive feeling thoughts, which again, really I'm drawing on thoughts from the creative process, which is all of these things I talked about over here. And so on those 4 topics, we've completely cleaned up the pipe. Now, law of attraction is going to hook us up with the path of all the things that we want. Nothing in particular, just any, as this is good feeling thought energy in here, then there's no resistance and there's no interference in the receiving. So everything, all the path to everything is going to start to flow into our life. So that's why your life turns magical if you give up the negative feeling thoughts. So just if you ever get to a point where you think it's a burden to feel good feeling thoughts all the time, then for one, you need a refresher on my book of life. Just plug that back in and remember who you are and how life works, and you're going to start to see that it's quite easy. But in the meantime, as you get that up to speed, you can just say, okay, well, I'll take a different approach. If I'm feeling negative, then I'm going to look for thoughts that are going to allow me to feel better and in a better feeling place about the situation that I'm in. And that actually will cause you to draw on the creative process, because in a lot of these cases, it's unconditional feel good, meaning, like take health, for example. So if you have an ailment, well, you're going to say things like I did, like the example I gave, you're going to say things like that, but it's an unconditional happiness because your body still feels that ailment, but you're talking in ways that allow you to know that it's absolutely in your hands and it's on the way to returning to health. You see, that's an unconditional feel good because you don't have the condition of the healthy body yet, but you do have the condition, you do have the thought energy that is in agreement with the healthy body that you want. So that means your physical body is going to catch up with it. You see, and so that's how you allow yourself to receive the things that you want. And it's the way that you stop the negativity by introducing those kinds of thoughts. And then again, that's why your life turns magical, because it really, vibration is kind of like magic, because when you're high vibration, you're leveraging all the universal resources to come into your life in terms of the delivery of the things that you want. And they show up in just such magnificent ways that are beyond your imagination, quite frankly, because you don't have the access to all of the ways and means that your inner being does to organize things for you. So it really does feel like magic, and you get to turn that magic on when you make the choice to either directly just learn how to choose the good feeling in alignment thoughts through your day on everything, which is where you ultimately want to be, or in the meantime, as you're learning that, just say, well, I'm just going to, when I feel a negative in a negative place, I'm gonna look for thoughts that are going to allow me to feel good about this, to feel better about this, to feel it's okay, everything's on track, I'm in charge here, I'm the creator of my reality, you see. So as you do that, you actually train yourself into the easy, good feeling thoughts that will come naturally to you, and then you won't never feel like a burden or it's a big deal to be in a good feeling place all of the time. So that's the video for today. Thanks for listening in, and if you have any questions, leave them on the post, and enjoy your day.